Okay, so we're going to look at a couple of absolute value inequalities. Example 1 is a less than. Example 2 is a greater than, and that's the only difference between the two problems. The first thing you always want to do is isolate your absolute value. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. Don't drop your absolute value. And now we're going to make our two cases, and our two cases will allow us to drop the absolute value. This is a less than, so the easiest way to make two cases is to swing this number in front and make it negative. So this is going to be negative 6 less than 2x less than 6. Here's a case, and here's the second case. Now we're going to divide everybody by 2 because we're isolating x. And I'm going to have negative 3 less than x less than 3. So what we're saying about our solution set for x, that it is all the values between negative 3 and 3, not including negative 3 or 3. So we would represent our answer on a number line. And we're going to have open circles versus closed circles. If we had an equal to sign under here, I would have a closed circle, which would mean that negative 3 was included in the solution set. And then we would shade all of the values between negative 3 and positive 3. Okay, so now let's look at what happens when it's a greater than. Just like before, we're going to isolate the absolute value by subtracting 5. Notice it's a greater than, so I'm going to make my two cases separately. So I'm going to have 2x greater than 6 or 2x less than negative 6. So notice on, excuse me, I don't mean to have these absolute values here because I made my two cases so I can drop them. So if you would, notice what happened here was there was no change other than dropping the absolute value bars. Here, there are two changes. My inequality changed direction and my number changed sign. Divide both sides by 2. And now, this was a greater than, and notice that when we go to put our answer on our number line, that we're going to have all of the values greater than 3, and this says all the values less than negative 3. So notice that our greater than shades on the ends of the graph, and that our less than, here he is, shades between two values.